cooking up. Where's my apron? I came here to get it shaking. Cake and dough, let's say I'm baking. Real rap, it's like forsaken. My bars got the earth quaking. My style rap hill from the Matrix. I came here to get it shaking. I came here to get it
shaking. Walk around with mask on like I'm Jason, yeah. They talk beef, we craving electric flow just like I'm tasting, yeah. They gon' make me turn cereal for my brand like a raisin, yeah. Yeah, I run this shit until my legs burn like I'm chafing, yeah. No kitchen bar cook like Gordon Ramsay. Focus on me like a camera panning. It could get gritty like.
Welcome back, everybody. I am your host, Gutter the Rebel, and this is Welcome to Guttaville, episode 2. Shout out to Skybox Corey for, I know him as Skybox Sensei and Skybox Corey and his government. Doesn't even matter. But shout out to bro. Definitely shout out to bro. He was on episode 1 with me, and we did a little clash of shows. It was his interview podcast, and then featuring my podcast, Guttaville. So big ups to bro, big ups to Skybox Productions, SOGOB, man. Support or get left behind. Legacy La Familia. Now, as I've stated before, this can get dicey at times. I've already had people disagree with what I'm saying and disagree with what I'm talking about, but that's the purpose of this. I feel as though I want to start off on a different topic today. Let's start off on the NBA. What do y'all got to say about them Nuggets? And here's the funniest thing, right? I watched the celebration that they did, and that boy Joker didn't even really care too much. Like, I mean, of course he cared that he won, but I mean, I guess like where he's from in his country, like this type of stuff that like people, Americans, would kill for over there is just like second nature to them because his family came first in that whole celebration. He couldn't wait to go home. He couldn't wait to pretty much start his off season, and that was funny to me. But much respect to Jamal Murray, who I feel as though deserved this. He had horrible injuries just like Klay Thompson, to where it cost him a couple of years of his career. And I really felt as though that Denver was good enough to win it. Let's see, in 2020, I believe that was LeBron and AD's year in the bubble. I believe they were good enough to win it then. It's just injury plagues, and not everybody was. I don't think they had as much chemistry with that team as they do now. Aaron Gordon is a monster. I've been saying that since his rookie year. Christian Brown. Big ups to Christian fucking Brown. You know, like this young kid is. It's like I want to. If he works on his outside shot, he will be this generation's Larry Bird in the next couple of years. I guarantee it, because he's an all-around player, and not too many people realized or noticed that because of him barely getting the chance to play. And it's amazing to watch. It's amazing to watch a team that has that much chemistry, even with rookie players, just win it. You feel me? Same thing I said last year about the Golden State Warriors. Like, it was good to see the Jordan Poole and Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody come together and give that team valuable minutes, especially in the playoffs, especially in the clutch, and just to see them win it. But big ups to Mr. Mike Malone, New York representative. They deserve it. Denver definitely deserved it. They were the better team throughout the playoffs, and they proved that they were the better team. However, I think that there was 2 teams that could have gave them a run for their money, and both of those teams got knocked out in the second round. I don't think Golden State would have beat them, but I do think Golden State would have did better than the Lakers did against them. And a fully healthy, prepared to go Bucks, they could have given them a run for their money, but neither one of those teams made it there, so it was out of their hands at that point in time. But big ups to all the teams that made it. Big ups to this off season for real, because I feel like a lot of stuff is gonna change. Speaking of the Warriors, excuse me, their GM stepped down, so there's that. Um, he gave them a hell of a run. Gave him 4 rings, or should I say they gave him 4 rings? Y'all know what I mean. Anyway, but yeah, big ups to all that, man. Salute to Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic and Aaron Gordon and Christian Brown and Bruce Brown, which is a terrific defender. Like, big ups to all these. Michael Porter Jr. Like, I've been watching this kid since his rookie year, like before his rookie year, and then I'm not gonna say he proved to be a champion this year, but he proved that he could be a valuable piece on the championship team, kind of like Robert Horry. But that's that. Big ups to Denver. Big ups to Miami as well. Jimmy Butler, Jimmy effing Buckets, Hemi Butler, whatever you want to call him. He is a complete assassin, bro. And sometimes you need more help than what you can give, and what you got. Bam Adebayo, he tried his best, but when it comes to the role players that needed to step up to be big, they just were non-existent throughout the entirety of the series. I mean, they might have had 1 or 2 decent games, but like Gabe Vincent, Max Strus, Khalid Martin, I think that's how you pronounce it. Don't ruin my career here, but they could have definitely did better. But at the end of the day, you also get what you pay for, I guess, and they had a chance, and when I say they, I mean that Miami front office, they had a chance to get bigger players there, but either A, they didn't have the money because they were spending it on the players that they got that turned out to not be what they wanted, like the Duncan Robinsons, and sorry Duncan, but Tyler Heroes, sorry Hero, but they're just the players that weren't really fit and weren't really cut out. Like, they could have gotten a Kyrie Irving and paired him up with Jimmy Butler. That would have been amazing to see. They could have got a Kevin Durant, even though Kevin, he wanted to go to a team that would pretty much carry him to the finals again. And I don't care what nobody says. If it wasn't for Steph playing on the Warriors when KD decided to jump ship, KD would have got knocked out by whoever the hell went against that team, regardless if Clay was 100% Clay or not. Because if there's no Steph, there are no rings for KD. And I'm tired of these analysts talking somewhere Steph has an asterisk beside his name because he couldn't get it done without KD. Well, if you flip it, KD couldn't get it done without Steph either. So cut the bullshit. Anyway, and clearly he still can't get it done without Steph. Steph has won another ring without KD. But anyway, let's go on to I want to go on to let's go on to top 10 greatest players of the NBA since we were on that topic. I wanted to go into something else, but I was thinking there, and I wanna know who's everybody's top 10, because Steph Curry is in mine, definitely. Along with Kobe and Shaq and Kareem, you know, these guys are in my top 10. Like, if I had to structure it and break it down by what they idolize as the GOAT and what I idolize as the GOAT, is completely different. But number 1 for me would be Kobe. Number 2 would be Jordan. Number 3 would be Shaq, only because of the dominance and him having his 4 rings. And I know they're like, oh, you're jumping him up there, but wait, it gets better. Bill Russell at number 4. If we're talking about accolades, if we're talking about championship rings, nobody has more than Bill Russell. So Bill at number 4. 5, I got Tim Duncan. Here's where it gets a little chippy, to where I was trying to figure out who can I put here with all the stuff that's still going around in like this era, as far as the KDs and the LeBrons. So LeBron's at number 6, Magic's at number 7, Kareem's at 8, Bird's at 9, and Steph is at 10. That is my top 10. Now, um, what Steph did this year, particularly in the last 2 or 3 weeks, and then the first round of the playoffs, like if he can do that all next season and be healthy, then he'll definitely skyrocket from regardless if he wins the ring or not, regardless if he gets another MVP. It's just once again, it's what you're doing for your team, what you're doing for the game of basketball. And he definitely is a trendsetter. Um, I'll move him from 10 to 7, and then I'll rearrange the list again because eventually, of course, KD will be on the list. Just like I personally want Jimmy Butler to be on my list, but without a ring, I can't do that. Um, there's players that's like top 25. Jimmy Butler could be top 80 as far as all time on my list, but he has a lot of work to do to catch up. I like his game, and personally, I think that boy MJ son. Anyway, but yeah, let me know y'all's top tens as far as the NBA, and let's see. Let's talk about music. Who is your favorite artist or artist? Who give me top 5, and why are they your favorite artists? Um, I know a lot of people. I'm not gonna say hate, but they dislike my top 5 mainly because of who I have at number 1, and I feel as though that this man is not only is the GOAT, but he he gets hated because he's not a certain skin color, and I feel as though that's whack as hell in my book. But Eminem's at number 1 for me. It is what it is. Tupac will always be top 3. Tupac is number 2 right now for me. Number 3, I have J. Cole. Number 4, I have Jay-Z. And now this is just my list of all time. Of course, y'all's would be completely different. And of course, this is not what I'm saying, like the actual, like the GOATs of rappers. This has nothing to do with that. This is just my personal favorite list. Number 5 for me, and it's not more or less what he's done. It's how he's done it so far in his career, and this is gonna surprise a lot of people. But NF, he's number 5 for me. If we're tossing accolades, if we're getting rid of the entertainment side of being a hip hop artist or being a rapper, and we're just going by lyricism and penmanship, which is how this shit started in the first place, NF is number 5 for me. He's top 5 for me as of now. All time list, of course, that would change. The only thing that wouldn't change in my all time list is my top 3. Excuse me. Get your Maryland Cup, fool. But yeah, that's that. I'm a musician as well, so when it comes to, well, I'm an artist as well, MC. So when it comes to music, I look at things a lot differently because of the type of artist that I am. Not everybody's gonna agree with me, and I'm fine with that. Not everybody should agree with me, actually, and I feel as though that what I look for in an artist, and then what everybody else looks for in an artist, is, it might be biased because of what's happened. Like there's a couple cats I know that love Drake to death, and Drake being in the game as long as he has and doing what he's done, definitely he's top 10. Definitely he deserves the accolades. Definitely he deserves the love. But I can't stand when people say Drake is a better rapper than such and such, because I mean, rap, of course, yeah, Drake can make the hits. He damn near puts out a hit every fucking summer that I know of. His albums are hit or miss a lot of the time, but they're decent albums to where they can be considered a classic. He's had a couple great GOAT-worthy albums, but to say that he's a better like hip hop artist, like the better rapper, better hip hop, better lyricist than people like Royce da 5'9" or even Eminem or his co-partner Lil Wayne, like that's blasphemy. Um, but I do think he deserves the love that he gets. Top 10 for sure. Regardless of what he does from this point on, he's top 10 for sure. There's another guy that we can throw up there, Kanye. A lot of people saying he going crazy. A lot of people saying he been crazy. A lot of people saying this ain't the real Kanye. Whatever the case may be, Kanye, from what he has done, he can also be considered top 10. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm gonna go old school on y'all real quick. What about that boy Method Man? Like, he gets swept under the rug a lot, and I feel as though that's just because at the time where he was doing it in the crew Wu-Tang, at the time that they were doing it, there was a lot of other artists that were great in that era as well, like the Nas's, like the Jay-Z's, like KRS-One, who was completely slept on. Even though M killed him, Cannabis was a dope ass MC as well. A lot of people are gonna hate that I said that. Oh well. I look for bars. I look for clean transitions of your lyrics. I look for schemes and patterns. I look for a lot. But the first thing I said is what I specifically look for. Like if you want me to sit down and review a track, which I do some of those that will be on this podcast as well. But if you want to get your song reviewed, just hit my email or one of my social medias, and of course I'll have those in the description, and just get at me for that. Theoretically, I don't charge to listen to it because I feel as though as underground artists, we all should want each other to eat, and backing another underground artist is pretty much what I do. Once again, SOGLB, supporter get left behind. However, if I'm backing you, you gotta back me as well. That's the point of that slogan: support or get left behind. So if I see that you're not backing me, if I see that you're kind of finicky after like 2 weeks ago, I supported him enough, whatever the case may be, then I'm just gonna cut you off from that point on, because there's no point for me to continuously support somebody that doesn't support me. And I think that's how everybody should go with it. Humbleness out the window. I feel as though that's the way support should go. Like, especially when you know each other, you're from the same area, you're from the same block, or even the same neighborhood, and you all got a dream to make it. Why not try to eat together? I've never understood that. Like, there's so much hate and there's so much animosity amongst people that should just be willing to eat off that plate together. All because of the so-called titles of, oh, I want to be the best, or I am the best, or he's beneath me, I feel like I'm better. First of all, anything that you do in your craft, this is a beautiful candle, I'm sorry. Anything that you do in your craft, you should feel like you are absolutely number one, the best at, period. If you don't feel like you're the best at what you do, then you probably shouldn't be doing it. If you don't love what you do, then you probably shouldn't be doing it. But that does not mean throw shade and hate another person for doing the exact same thing as you for no reason. Anyway, I feel as though that that we all could eat if we all work together, especially the artists. There's artists that I've supported before that have never supported me, and they will never get my support, period. There's artists that have features from me that those features will never see the light of day. I'm fine with that now because of who I am. But back then I was too humble. Back then I wanted to work with everybody. But now I charge you just to make sure you real, just to make sure you about your craft. Um, even even people that were close to me started getting mad because I was charging for my services. Pause. Um, Music services. There we go. That sounds a lot better. Um, After me giving them 3 years, 4 years of free work, pretty much, and then they decided to kind of up and get mad at me because I was like, well, if I'm buying new things to better my studio and I'm letting you pretty much use the same tools that I have, and I had to pay for them, and I had to pay for the plugins. You need to pay for my services because I had to pay for them. And some people just don't understand that. But like I said, it is what it is. I don't really sweat over nonsense too much. Oh, by the way, before I forget, this podcast will not only be on YouTube, the video versions will be on YouTube. Um, but the audio versions, they will be transferred to other platforms such as YouTube Music, which is, people keep saying because it's YouTube, it's the same thing, but it's really not. Um, YouTube Music will have the podcast. Spotify will have the podcast. iTunes will eventually have the podcast. I'm giving it like another 3 weeks or so before the stuff that I have over there gets finalized. And exciting one to add to the fold, Title will also have the podcast. So your boy can be on multiple platforms like he's already on multiple platforms. And if you don't know Gutter the Rebel, Google me. I love saying that. But nah, that pretty much wraps up what I wanted to talk about today. And hopefully we can come to a better understanding in my area as far as artists and trying to make it out. Hopefully Steph can keep being Steph. That boy is so Steffortless. Hopefully Joker and Jamal Murray enjoy their little mini vacation summer off. Hopefully the whole SOGLB movement supports me like I support them. Hopefully my fellow members of Atrocity Legacy La Familia CGE. I know that's a long name, but that's three different things and entangled into one. Hopefully they support me like I support them. Hopefully they love me like I love them. I want everybody to eat, man. I want everybody to go up. And on that note, we out. Thank you for tuning in. This is Gutter the Rebel, and this is Welcome to Guttaville. Stay tuned for the next episode. Peace.